All right, what's up? So, finally back in New York, but this time in Brooklyn. I'm actually excited this go around because, first of all, I don't have the injury that I had last year, and second of all, I'm here on behalf of the Williamsburg Hotel over in Williamsburg, so get to stay there for 2 nights and try and take some photos, short form videos like TikTok, Instagram Reels for their social media. So super excited to do that. But today, pretty much the plan is to try and explore around Brooklyn a little bit and see what I can find in terms of just photography opportunities. I've never really explored Brooklyn before. I did for a very short period of time the last trip I was here, but this time, I want to get more into the neighborhoods. Where I'm at specifically feels more in line with the pacing of Denver, so it's kind of weird because it feels a little bit like home, more so meaning that the area is pretty heavily gentrified, just built up, renovated, and new. So yeah, the area I'm standing in right now is actually pretty cool. I want to see what opportunities I can find, but there's actually a beautiful view of the city that I want to capture at sunset. Hopefully from this little park over here. So let's get to it. So I actually found a pretty decent spot, which is actually on Bedford Avenue, which is right behind me. I was getting a little worried there for a second. I was just like, man, it's a little too quiet. Feels a little too much like home. But yeah, finally found something really good street. The main problem is it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so the light's really harsh right now. But I want to be able to, let's wait for this truck. I want to be able to basically explore this area at sunset when we got really good light. I mean, now I could take advantage of shadows and stuff like that, which I'm trying to find textures, shadows, because lately I've really been trying to change things up with how I shoot, the approach, subject matter, and things I take to create stuff that's more printable, more artistic, more in line with things people would want to buy, whether that be prints, or books. People buy street photography books, and I'm not going to stop doing traditional people street photography, but I want to be able to kind of just widen my range a little bit and cater to companies, to photo licensing platforms, and be able to further push myself out there so I can get more opportunities like this in the future. Alright, one thing I am loving about Brooklyn is just all the art and stuff around the on the walls, on the street poles. It just gives the city so much more character, which I feel like I was missing over in Manhattan. One thing I really just love about this is the East Coast in general, but I'm just getting my taste of it here in New York, is the row houses, the row apartments and stuff like that. It's just such a different feeling from what I'm used to seeing back at home. I think the main difference being that in Denver, because we rely on driving around so much, people aren't necessarily out walking everywhere unless you're kind of just in the city of Denver at any specific given time of day or on the weekend. But here, because people rely on public transit so much, I love that everybody's out and community just seems to be really close, and that just creates a lot more opportunities for like good photos. This room is absolutely like freaking ridiculous. I mean, the sun is like baking me right now. I'm not gonna lie at all. Like, if you can see the sweat on my forehead, it's like hot. It's super hot right now. It's just like beaming. It's like a magnifying glass into this room right now. But I mean, it's gonna be worth it for this sunset. But while we wait for that, I think it's a good time to kind of mention the sponsor of my channel, which is Patreon. Thank you to the fellow Patreon supporters that are on there right now. Patreon is a way I am creating for myself to be able to fund just more activities and more just as an investment into this channel to be able to do and like pursue more things. On there, I am posting all types of stuff like behind the scenes process from my filmmaking stuff and photo making stuff. Things like insights into just like my thought process, taking photos, early looks at photos, full photo sets, videos that I don't publish or upload to YouTube. Really just trying to build and work on building a community in that space. So I would really, really, really appreciate it if you guys would do me the honor of going over there and checking it out. And if you feel like supporting, even if that's just for 1 month, that will help me when I'm in situations like this, you know, just off the benefit of my skill, you know, and I want to be able to continue to work on these opportunities and share with you guys how to pursue opportunities like this as well. So yeah, go check out my Patreon. I think one of the things I love seeing the most in tandem to like the row houses is corner stores. Like, I don't get to see a lot of those in Denver, so being able to just like walk down the street and observe just so many different styles, just colors and textures from the corner stores, and just see how they just bring people towards them. It's freaking amazing. I love it. So as you can see, like behind me, having so many like walls with like options for just different textures and backgrounds, just why I'm just like falling in love with just like this part of the city so much. It's so amazing. It's just so good for just so many just abstract, you know, photos. And actually like making like textures as well out of photos, just stuff I can use as like stock assets for like video stuff or graphic stuff if I'm ever like creating any of those. That's what stuff like this is like really good for as well.